NASCAR is in the middle of a legal battle with two of its racing teams, 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports. And things have gotten complicated. The situation revolves around the NASCAR charter system, which is a key part of how teams operate and make money. And in today's episode, we'll break it all down, from the lawsuits and charter disputes to the strategies NASCAR is using to grow the sport. So make sure to keep watching until the end.
Ryan Blaney has won his way into the championship.
A great day for Kyle Larson.
Seventh career win in his 100th.
Joey Logano takes the checkered flag. Hell yeah, boys!
The dispute became public when 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports filed a lawsuit against NASCAR. They argued that the charter negotiations were unfair and claimed NASCAR was abusing its power. They believe NASCAR's terms for the 2025 charter agreement were not reasonable, and they filed the lawsuit as a way to renegotiate these terms. NASCAR, on the other hand, sees the lawsuit as an act of bad faith. They argue that the teams are simply unhappy with the deal they were offered and are now trying to use legal tactics to change it. NASCAR's lawyers have addressed each of the claims made by the teams. They pointed out that both 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports agreed to the original 2016 charter agreement, which included similar terms to the ones being disputed now. NASCAR argues that if the teams had concerns about certain clauses, such as the "you can't sue us" rule, they should have raised those issues years ago. NASCAR also mentioned that the statute of limitations, which is the time limit for filing certain legal claims, has already expired. This means the teams might be too late to legally challenge these matters. One of the central figures in this case is Curtis Polk, who is a key investor in 2311 Racing, and also Michael Jordan's longtime business partner. NASCAR's lawyers accuse Curtis Polk of leading strategies that were meant to pressure NASCAR during the 2025 charter negotiations. These strategies reportedly included boycotts, negative media campaigns, and attempts to influence other team owners. NASCAR claims that such actions could even be violations of antitrust laws, which are designed to prevent companies from working together to reduce competition. Antitrust laws are a major part of this case. NASCAR argues that the actions of 2311 Racing, Front Row Motorsports, and Curtis Polk were not just about negotiations, but were intended to eliminate competition. Whether or not this argument holds up in court remains to be seen, but it highlights the tension between NASCAR and the teams. One interesting part of NASCAR's argument is their claim that they are actually promoting competition. NASCAR says that their business decisions have helped the sport grow and have led to increased payments for all teams. They also argue that they are not a monopoly because teams have benefited from the expansion of the sport. However, critics may question how true this is, given the power NASCAR holds over the sport and the teams. The legal battle has left many questions unanswered, and the situation is far from resolved. For now, the next big decision will be whether the court grants an injunction that would allow 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports to continue racing as charter teams in the 2024 season. If the injunction is granted, the teams will likely have more time to sort out their issues with NASCAR. But if the court denies the injunction, the teams will face financial challenges because they will have to race as open teams. Open teams do not have the same financial security as charter teams, which could put them at a disadvantage. Another layer of complexity comes from the situation involving Stewart-Haas Racing, which owns two charters that 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports are interested in buying. NASCAR has said that they will not approve these charter transactions, which leaves the future of these charters uncertain. This has led to speculation about what will happen next. Could Stewart-Haas Racing eventually lease or sell these charters to other teams? Will NASCAR change its stance on approving the transactions? The outcome of this legal battle could have significant implications for the NASCAR Cup Series. If the two teams lose their charters, it could reduce the number of full-time charter teams to 30. This would be a notable change, as there are usually 36 full-time charter teams competing for the championship. While it is possible that there will still be 36 cars on the track, the lack of charters could affect the financial stability of the sport. Now we are wondering if there is a way for both sides to come to an agreement outside of court. A settlement could help avoid further damage to the relationships between NASCAR and the teams. But there seems to be a lot of tension and stubbornness on both sides. NASCAR, led by the France family, appears determined to stick to their position, while 23XI Racing and Front Row Motorsports feel strongly that changes are needed. Now, the most significant recent move was the Chicago Street Race, an event that brought NASCAR to the urban heart of a major city. Steve Phelps, NASCAR's president, admitted that this race came with a hefty price tag of $50 million. Unfortunately, the event did not generate enough revenue to cover its costs. But Phelps remains optimistic about the decision, stating that the race created valuable partnerships with companies like Amazon and Warner Bros. Discovery. These collaborations could lead to long-term benefits for the sport. The Chicago Street Race is an example of NASCAR's willingness to take risks for growth. Despite not turning an immediate profit, the event introduced the sport to new audiences. For many, NASCAR may only pop into their lives during headline-making moments, such as dramatic crashes or extraordinary feats like Ross Chastain's Hail Melon move. But a well-executed event, like the street race, offers a broader experience, showcasing the excitement and community of NASCAR over an entire weekend. It may not have been a financial success yet, but it planted seeds for future growth. Beyond events, NASCAR's leadership is also focused on bringing in a fourth manufacturer to join Ford, Chevrolet, and Toyota. Phelps expressed optimism about this prospect, suggesting it could happen in the short to midterm. But the automotive industry is in flux, with major changes like Chevrolet discontinuing the Camaro. This unpredictability makes it challenging for new manufacturers to commit to NASCAR. For instance, if a company like Honda were to join, they would need to invest heavily to compete with the established brands. No manufacturer wants their vehicle to consistently lose on race day, as that would tarnish their reputation. The importance of attracting a fourth manufacturer ties directly to the success of the next-gen car, a project designed to make NASCAR more appealing to both fans and manufacturers. The next-gen car has simplified production and reduced costs, but one of its main goals was to draw in new manufacturers. If NASCAR fails to secure a fourth OEM or original equipment manufacturer within a few years, it might signal that the next-gen car has fallen short of its objectives. However, as of now, the door remains open and there is hope that the right fit will emerge. In addition to these broader strategies, NASCAR has also explored unique initiatives like Project 91. This program, led by Justin Marks and Trackhouse Racing, aims to bring international racing stars into the NASCAR spotlight. Drivers like Shane Van Gisbergen and Formula One champion Kimi Räikkönen have previously participated under the Project 91 banner. Marks recently confirmed that Project 91 is far from over and fans can expect it to return to the track soon. While it is unlikely that someone like Max Verstappen would join, the possibility of seeing more global talent in NASCAR is exciting. Verstappen's connection to Daniel Suarez, a Trackhouse driver, has even sparked playful speculation about a potential collaboration. Efforts like Project 91 demonstrate NASCAR's attempt to bridge the gap between its traditional fan base and a global audience. Formula One, for example, has seen a surge in popularity in recent years, partly due to its international appeal and the success of the Drive to Survive documentary series on Netflix. While NASCAR remains a uniquely American sport, initiatives like these could help it gain more traction worldwide. Now, if you enjoyed this video so far, then don't forget to give this video a like, and also smash that subscribe button for more upcoming uploads.